Hi, my name is Meeks, and I'm here today to share with you a heartfelt story from my life. And it goes like this. Turns out that when I was after college sometime, my stepfather had divorced my mother. And from my particular viewpoint, it was the ending of a very challenging marriage. And the stepfather that I grew up with was that really tough, stern, get your chores done kind of guy. And he was seemingly to me the kind of guy that would that was grinding it out, living life to survive it, not to thrive and live in it. So imagine my surprise that after he divorced my mother, he kicked around for a little while, and lo and behold, he found a new love, which I was very happy for him. He had met somebody that was a grade school, if you can believe this, a grade school companion of his. So it turns out that he met this woman and they fell in love and they got married later in his life and mine. Now, the transformation that occurred when he married Della was incredible. I can't tell you how different a guy he became. And that's part of the lesson, at least for me. It was later in life, I had gone back for a visit. And this tough, get your chores done guy was in the kitchen. And he was making us an incredible brunch, all the while telling stories and laughing. This was not the same guy that I grew up with, and it was so heartwarming to see him having such a great time. And so for me, one of the lessons that I learned is that when you do find a companion that is on the same vibration level is one way to say it, who is a kindred spirit is another way to say that. Once you find somebody like that, then it is such a joy to see people living and thriving in life. It was a real joy. But sadly, this has a sad ending to it. So here's how it ends. Believe it or not, my stepfather had a business of his own, and what he was looking for was to retire around 70, and then he and his wife were going to take a very special trip. The special trip that they were going to take was, he was a Civil War fan, and he loved the idea, and they crafted up this trip where they were going to go south out of Minneapolis down to New Orleans, and then they were going to go along the south over to Atlanta and Savannah, and then up the East Coast all the way to Gettysburg and follow the Civil War and go to the places that he had read about and share that with this love of his life. Great plan, but here's the lesson. Months before they were going to take this trip, they were going out to the mall to go shopping. Della goes upstairs to go to the restroom and falls dead from a heart attack. It was so sad. My stepfather grieved for quite a while, and then eventually he decided that he was going to take that trip anyway. Della would want me to take that trip anyway. And so he did go down to New Orleans, and he did go over to Savannah, and he came up the East Coast, and he finally got to where we were living in Virginia, and it was my second lesson. And the lesson was this, is don't wait to take that trip. He was so sad. He was so forlorn. He was just empty, if you can understand. He was merely going through the motions of going to Williamsburg and Gettysburg, and it was breaking his heart, and he eventually just went home anyway. He just couldn't take it anymore. It was not sharing. See, that was the point. You should be sharing. So I don't know where you are today. I know I'm getting a little later in life, and one of the things, if you follow my website, that you might have seen is that I have been taking gliding lessons. And if you've been following, I've been taking drumming lessons. And the reason that I do that, and the reason I encourage you to follow along, is that I realize that I need to do these things before I get to an age where I can't. You know, it always amazed me in Minnesota that people would talk about learning to ski once they retired. I'm not so sure that you're going to be ready to ski once you retire. So if you're dreaming of hiking, I have many friends that are hiking the trail in Spain through France. I have friends that are hiking the Pacific Crest Trail. I have friends that are learning to ski and water ski and surf. But you may want to try that sooner rather than later. So my message, especially to women, you know, women so often, we have raised our family, raised our kids, and perhaps you're my age-ish and you are to a spot where your kids are in college now or past college and you're thinking about what you want to do in life. And I would encourage you to go out and do those things. And the whole reason for my message today is just to tell you that those dreams are out there and you need to follow them, and follow them soon, I think. And the thing that I've learned in my life, because I have gone through many transitions, and you may read and see them in my blogs and on my site. And I'm not going to go into all of those right now. But I've made a lot of transitions, and one of the things that I've learned is it's so helpful and important to have some support and some help. And that's my message today. I'm here. My website is there. My products are there. My book is there. My blogs are there. All those are free. And should you get to a spot where you'd like to accelerate and get these goals before it's too late, then often it's very, very helpful to have somebody who has a program like I have that will give you the tools that you need and give you the support and the accountability so you can get them done now, so that you're not taking that trip alone. The light in me sees the light in you. And I want you to follow your dreams, and I can help you. LauraMeeksCoach.com. Have a great day.